So this is what we're going to talk about tonight. And I might be asking some questions here and there. I'm actually going to run a poll, hopefully. And I hope that you answer. I can't see the chat. So if you want to answer a question, please just unmute yourself and answer the question, and then you can mute yourself back. So I'm going to be introducing Scale Her Up and introducing myself in case you don't know me or you don't know what Scale Up is about. And then I'm also going to be talking about the importance of online marketing. And I'm going to be talking about how you can set goals and objectives to market your business online. Also going to be talking about crafting a compelling value proposition, identifying your ideal customer, creating engaging content. I know it seems like a lot, but I'll try my best to be as concise as possible. And then also how you can distribute content, the channels through which you can distribute content. And I'll finally share some tools that you can use so that if you want to try them out, you can go try them out after this session. And then I'll give you some time to ask questions. But if while I'm talking, a question comes to mind, please feel free to unmute yourself. I'm not averse to that. Unmute yourself and ask the question, or you can save it till the end of the end of the talk. So what is Scale Her Up? Scale Her Up CIC is a community interest company, which is a social enterprise that I founded just this last month. And the aim is to support women and girls to improve their lives, careers, and businesses through digital skills and technology. So what we'll be doing, trainings like this, webinars, workshops, courses, online courses, and live courses. And then we are also building a community, which I will tell you how you can join. The community is free. It will be on WhatsApp for women who are looking at building their digital and business skills. And then also later in the year, in September, I'm going to launch a membership for people who want more, having group coaching sessions concerning your online marketing and all of that. And then services. So some of the services that are offered, not will be offered, include website design, social media management, email marketing, and ads. So I will also quickly talk about myself for those who don't know me. My name is Olubumi Fajigbe, and I am the founder of Skill Hub CIC. There are 3 directors. I am one, and I am the founder. I am, well, by training, I am a geologist, even though I never worked with that. I worked as a banker for a few years. After that, I went on to set up my own business, a beauty business. And then while trying to run the business, I realized that I needed a way to get more eyes on the business. I needed a way to get more people to know about the business. So, and well, that was after I left my banking job. So I started learning digital marketing, learning website design, and learning product creation, and applied that to my business, and it worked. And people started asking me how I started doing trainings, set up a nonprofit organization back in Nigeria before moving into the UK. And then on moving into the UK, worked for a year as the digital marketing lead in an agency, and then decided to start this social enterprise because I've had conversations with a few women mostly people, immigrants, and some of them are not working because, you know, they have small children and they can't afford to get childcare because, of course, you're not eligible for public funds, so you can't have childcare funding and all of that. And there's no point working because you have to be at home with the baby or the small child or something. And then some even already have businesses, but they don't know how to build visibility for these businesses. And yeah, so that's where Scale Her Up comes in. If you want to know more about it, you can visit the website. It's scalerup.co.uk. All right, so I am going to share a quick poll. I just want to know what your expectations are for tonight. Okay, okay, so it's just one question. There's a mistake on it. Can you see the poll? Please let me see if you can see the poll. It's just supposed to be one question. So you can just put a dot or leave the second one. Can you see the poll, please? Anybody?
Yes, I can.
Okay, thank you. I'm waiting for our answers. I don't think anybody has answered the poll. It doesn't have to be anything serious. I just want to have a general idea of what you're expecting. Could just be one sentence. Why am I not seeing? It's showing 0 out of 9 participated.
So after answering your question, I can't see the poll again.
Okay, so you've answered.
That's what happened to me
No,
too.
no,
I'm
I
not
haven't.
able to access the poll again. I was
Oh, you
trying to
can't answer
unmute.
it again.
You can't
Yeah,
view
I
it.
can't access it anymore.
Okay, let me
It's not
end.
resending.
Okay. Let me try that again. Pause. Okay. You know what? Just type in the chat. Let's just do that because I can't launch it again. I will look at the chat. I can't view it. Yes. Just type in the chat and let me digital marketing skills, okay? Anybody else? What are you hoping to take out of tonight? Rudiments of online marketing, okay. I'll just wait for one more, get an idea of how I can enhance my digital skills. Okay, fabulous. All right, so we're on the same page then. Okay, so why is online marketing crucial for business owners? Let's just jump right in. Now, there are several reasons, but I'm going to talk about 5 this evening and then go on to the other subtopics that I read out earlier. So first of all, online marketing gives your business a wider reach. Okay, so you can reach more people. Imagine if you're running maybe a fashion business and you just have a storefront. You do not have a website, you do not have an e-commerce or e-shop where people can buy. It means that the only people that you're going to reach are the people that walk into your storefront. But when you market your business online, you can reach more people within your area and even outside of it. So it's that's one of the very many benefits of online marketing. Another one is cost effectiveness. Now, before now, you would have had to do maybe radio ads, get some airtime on radio, on TV, in the newspapers, in magazines. And if you've ever tried that before, you know that that is much more expensive. But if all you need to do right now is just to have your phone and data, and you go online, set up a profile for your business, start talking about your business, sharing content, and people start getting to know about your business without even paying anything. Now, even if you now want to run ads, the ads that you're going to run online are much more cost effective than running traditional ads. Okay. And then also, you're able to measure your results because you have data. If you print flyers, for example, and you share flyers, you can't really say how many people saw those flyers. You can't really say how many people kept those flyers. But when you're marketing your business online, there are analytics tools that you can use to get this data. So you know how many people saw your adverts. Not even if you're not doing adverts, you can know how many people liked your post, for example, the reach of your post. All of that is in your analytics in social media. If for your website, it's on Google Analytics, it's on Microsoft's, what's it now, Copilot. So all of that is there for you to see. And what this does is it helps you to make data-driven decisions concerning your business. So you're not just making wild decisions. You're making decisions based on the data that you have, historic data. And then also online marketing, one of the many benefits is that you're able to engage your customers and build relationships online. You're able to get real-time feedback. You're not waiting. If somebody buys something from you and they don't like it, they let you know online immediately. And you also can then build a competitive advantage based on how you use the online marketing channels that are available for you or to you.
We can't hear you anymore, please. No more audio or visual.
Me neither. I can't hear anything now.
I think network throughout. She's back again. She might
Okay.
respond soon. Yeah.
Okay, thanks.
I'm so sorry. I don't know what happened. Uh my data just went off. So I will share my screen again. What was the last thing you heard, please? What was the last thing you heard me talk about? Can anybody help?
We're talking about analytics online, being able to track reach and
Wow.
all.
Oh, really? So you didn't hear when I was talking about engaging customers and competitive advantage?
Nope.
Wow. Okay. I'm sorry. Okay, so let me track back then. So measurable results, you can measure results because you have the analytics for your social media platforms, you have the analytics for websites and all of that. And then you're able to engage customers online in real time. They don't have to wait. They're not going to wait to send you an email or something, even though that is also engaging you online. But if they buy from your website, they don't like it, they can send you a DM immediately, they can chat immediately. And then marketing your business online also gives you a competitive advantage over those who are not using it well. So how you use it then determines the advantage that you have. Okay, so I'd actually finished this slide before I realized that I wasn't online any longer. So I was saying that usually when I'm talking with people who run businesses and are looking at building building visibility for the business online, what I usually advise is that you first of all think about and set your business goals, right? So you need to have your business goals. What am I trying to achieve in this business this year? Have those goals, write them down. And then you now think of how can I use online channels to achieve these business goals? What a lot of people do is they might not even have business goals. They might have, they might not have, but they just get online and start posting. No goals, no objectives, no KPIs. And what this means is that you cannot measure success or failure because there's no basis for measurement. So what I advice, like I said, is have your business goals. This is what I'm going to achieve in this business this year. And then which platforms can help me and how can I then achieve it using those online platforms? So it becomes easier for you to then develop a digital strategy, which is the how and the platforms that you would use, and then use that to set goals for your online marketing. I hope we understand. I hope we're together. Like I said, if you have any question as I'm going, feel free. Okay, feel free to unmute and ask your questions. I don't have any problem with that. So once you have your digital strategy, which is how can I use online channels to achieve my business goals, you can then start thinking about your strategy. And within your strategy, you have your value proposition. Now, your value proposition is simply put, it is like what will make me buy from you as opposed to buying from somebody else. So what makes you different? What makes you unique? That's your value proposition. and how can you craft a compelling value proposition, because you need it to put yourself out there. You need to stand out. And if you do not have a value proposition that is unique and compelling, you will just blend in with everybody else. So how can you craft a compelling value proposition? The first thing, which I think for female business owners is really important, is to lead with your story. I have done this for quite a while, and it has worked. Now, as a female business owner, most of the time, there's a story behind your business. There's a story behind why or how you started your business. So, for example, for me, the story behind why I started teaching women and girls digital skills is the fact that I had my first child. I was working in a city. My husband was in another one. We're doing a lot of back and forth. The work was really tedious. My parents were in the other city as well. So I didn't have any, what's it called now? I didn't have any support system where I was working. And I didn't even really like the job anyway, even though it was paying well. It was a banking job, but I didn't really like it. So I resigned, and then I moved and I started a business, and it wasn't doing very well. And I started learning digital marketing and all of that, and used that in the business, and it worked. And then I encountered women who along the way, they didn't even have the choice. There's some women that, well, it might be strange to some of you on the call, but back in Nigeria, there's some women that their husband didn't allow them to work. It wasn't even a choice. They were not allowed to work outside of the house, probably for religious reasons or cultural reasons, all of that. And that touched me because I had the choice, and then I was able to do what I needed to do to get ahead. But these are people that aren't even empowered. So I started doing that, started teaching them, and moving to the UK, I heard similar stories of people, of women, the skills that they have aren't skills that can really work here and all of that. And I decided, okay, let me start this again. So that is my story. And that story, what it will do when I lead with it is it will attract my audience, the people that story resonates with. So I want you to also think about your story. What is the story behind this business that I am running, or this business that I want to run? It doesn't have to be a spectacular story. It could be, it doesn't have to even be personal, right? It could be that you saw something happening to people around you and you were like, hey, I don't want that to happen any longer, okay? Or it could be that, oh, you saw that you have these skills and there are people who need these skills. Just think of it, come up with your story and lead with that story. Whenever you're trying to put out something online, think about that story, craft. Of course, you're not going to tell your story every time, but your content should resonate, should revolve around the story, and then revolve around the story and your goals. I already talked about your goals and then building your strategy. Now, another thing that you need to know and do when crafting a compelling value proposition that will help you build your online visibility is understanding your target audience. And I'll talk more about that, I think, in the next slide. You need to know who you're talking to and be able to talk to them in the language that they understand. I'm not talking about language in terms of English, Spanish, French. I mean the lingo, right? So if you don't understand your target audience, you will not be able to speak their lingo. Sometimes I've asked some people that who is your target audience? And he said, everybody who has money. And I just laughed because that's not possible. Even if everybody in this world can afford your products or your services, it can't be everybody's cup of tea. It can't. So you need to then sit down and think about the people that need you most, so that you're not wasting your time, your resources, trying to reach everybody online. You are having a laser focus on the people that need you most. And that doesn't mean that you can't sell to other people, but then you are harnessing your resources. If you are doing ads and all, you know who you are targeting. You're not just throwing money out to everybody. Now, another thing that you need to do to craft your compelling value proposition is to highlight the benefits of your products and services. And this is one of the classes that we're going to run for the people that will be in the community and the membership, that's highlighting the benefits over the features. What a lot of people do is they focus on the features of their products and their services when they're crafting their value proposition, or when they're putting out content. So you're saying things like, we use the best quality leather to produce our handbags. Yes, but what does that mean to the person that is buying that handbag? What does that do to the person? So some of the things that we say when we're highlighting the features, the person buying doesn't even understand what it is because it's all technical lingo. So whenever you're thinking about putting yourself out there, you'll be thinking about the benefits. So the benefit of having a quality leather handbag could include prestige, prestige. So it looks good. It could include what's this word now? Like durability. So it's going to last for longer than others and all of that. So think of benefits over features, and then differentiate yourself from competitors. So myself, you and I might be selling the same thing, right? But we're not selling the same thing the same way. There's something that makes me different from you. What is that thing? Look for it and focus on it. So, for example, there are people, there might be two different food, what's the word now? Let's say food vendors online. And one's focus is being an influencer, and the other one's focus is being a caterer. They are both in the food industry, but they are doing different things. So you differentiate yourself. Let people know that I'm in the food industry, but I am a food influencer, or I am a caterer or something. So work with what makes you different from the people that are in your industry and focus on that. And with all of that, you can then craft a clear and concise message that represents your business and the brand. Okay, so I said I was going to talk more about understanding your audience, but before I do that, I just want to know, are we together? Do we understand? Any question, you can unmute. I like to hear voices once in a while, or you can type in the chat.
Yeah, we're together, we understand.
Okay, thank you. I need one or two other people.
I think for myself, that's definitely an area that I struggle with in terms of, I think not like with my business, I know I've been told to get my face out there a little bit more, but I think it's the storytelling part of, the
Okay.
parts of it, because I know I have a great product, but definitely I think the marketing strategy is very off.
Hmm.
on my
Okay.
perspective.
Okay. So we'll this is a journey. So this is just the beginning. Like I said, I'm just trying to do a broad overview. And after now, I will, give the link to join the WhatsApp group if it's something you want to join. I'm not going to add anybody. I'll just send the link. You can join yourself, and you just let me know the topics that you want us to talk about. I'm not going to be the only one talking. I might do a lot of the talking because I love to teach. But yeah, so we'll take all those things one by one, step by step. But I'm glad that at least you're getting something. I can see some comments in the chat box. Okay, so let's move on. Now, like I said, you need to understand your audience because not everybody is your customer. And if it's more important for you to understand your audience when you're marketing your business online, because the online space is so wide, such that if you don't focus, you are going to lose people. So if you're not focusing on your audience, you are going to lose people because people are looking for content that speaks to them. People are looking for content that is personal to them. And if you are not putting out that kind of content, what you just be doing is you're just shooting arrows in the air, hoping that it will catch a bird or two. But why not focus on a particular bird and shoot arrows? Even if you don't get it the first time, you can get it the second time or the third time. So in understanding your audience, you need to understand the demographics of your audience. That would be like their age, gender, their location. So is your business location based? Can you service people just in a particular city, a particular region, a particular country, or is your business worldwide? Excuse me. Is your products and services, are they only for women? Are they for men, or are they for everybody? You need to understand that as well. And then you also need to understand details like income, social status of the people that you're trying to reach, right? And then also psychographics, like their values. What are the things that they like? What are the things that they don't like? What are the things that drive them? So for example, if you're targeting women who are maybe, well, some of these things might be stereotypical, but based on research, if you're targeting women who are between maybe 25 and 40 years, you're mostly targeting people who have young to early teens, young children to early teens. So you're now thinking, okay, now they have young women to early teens, what's the earning capacity of the people I'm trying to target based on like the cost of your products, for example. So if you're selling luxury products, you know that you have to think of people who are earning more. So all of that will now help you when you're putting out content online so that you can speak the language that they understand. You can't be speaking to people who can afford stuff and then you're using high-end language, or you're talking about high-end brands and all of that. And then you also need to know the online behavior of your audience. So where are they mostly online? What do they do there? What platforms do they frequent? Right? How long do they spend there? And all of this information are actually available online. You can just go to Google and type online behavior of women in their 30s And it will give you some of those details. It will take you to some statistics websites where you can see some of those details. And it will help you because now you have data, you have information that is backed with data that you can work with. Now, once you have all of that, then you can now create buyer personas. Now, it doesn't mean that you only have target, like one particular target audience. So there are people who have different segments in their audience. So some people have products and services for children, they have products and services for women, they have for men. What it will do to help you when you understand your audience is you'll be able to segment your audiences, and then you'll be able to speak to each of them at different times, and they know that you are speaking to them. And that's what tailoring content to different personas means. I think I have, so this is a sample persona. I got this off HubSpot, so you can check HUBSPOT. This is like an example for so somebody is writing something. So this is like an example persona. The person has named this persona Sarah. So it's like a representation of a customer segment. So Sarah is 25 to 34 years. Sarah has highest an associate degree. And then Sarah is usually seen on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Pinterest, Twitter. Sarah works in the finance industry. She wants to invest in her future, save money, gain information from online articles. Looking at this, I can say that the business that did this is probably a business that does something about finance, because the goals and objectives of the target persona is investing for her future and saving money. So what will now happen is when this person is putting out content online, you are thinking, okay, I'm thinking about Sarah. Sarah wants to invest for her future. So I'm going to be putting out things that will help Sarah to think about investing in her future. I'm going to put out content around saving money. I'm going to put content around investing, because you understand what your target audience wants. And also, I'll just move on so that I don't dwell too much on that. I'm trying to finish on time so that I can answer questions, because I really like to answer questions. I believe that that's when you can get what you really need. So after knowing your audience, then it's time to create engaging content. And again, like I said, I know this can look like it's quite a lot. We'll break this down in classes. I'm just trying to give you an overview of what online marketing is, and to let you know that it's not something that is impossible for you to conquer, right? So you need to produce high quality blog posts. I don't know how many of us have websites for our businesses. If you don't, it is very necessary. And I think I'll get to that soon. You need to produce high quality blog posts if that is one of the platforms your target audience can be found on online. If they're, blog reading people, you need to produce videos, social media content. Now, let me quickly talk about these 4 types of content. Most of the time when people are posting online, they mostly just post this last one, the promotional content. And what that does is to just bore your audience. Because if every day it is buy, I sell, it's called, especially on social media, because it's called social for a reason. It's a social platform. People want to meet people. People want to be entertained. So if all you're doing is selling, then you're going to lose people. So I usually say lead with educational content, teach people something, give something of value, free. That way you're building authority. They know that you know this thing, and then they can come to you. You don't have to do too much to let them come to you to buy from you when they know that you know it. And then give information. So this is more like, did you know? Educational is how to, right? Information is, did you know? Maybe fun facts about your industry, about your business, about your products, about your services. And then entertaining. If you notice now, most of the people that are seemingly growing so much on social media are people who post a lot of entertaining content. And the good thing is, it doesn't have to be you producing all of this content. You can repurpose content and credit the source, right? You can repurpose content, credit the source. You can create your own content, as the case may be. So educational content, informative content, entertaining content, and promotional content. And tell stories. People love gist. People love to hear stories. So even if you're trying to say something important, try to weave it into a story. It doesn't always have to be a true life story. You can make it fictional. Try to, let me see if I have an example. Maybe you can just, you want to talk about, let me see. You want to talk about a new bag. Let me use the example that I used before. You want to talk about a bag that, a high-end leather bag. You can start with a story of a woman who went for a function, and maybe she was trying to shut the door, and then she shut the door on her bag and the strap cut loose, the leather tore off, and so she had to keep the bag under her armpit throughout the event. But if she had bought your bag, that wouldn't have happened, because your bag is durable, the leather is this, is that. So try to put stories into your content, because stories grip people. Stories make people read, not listen now. Stories make people read. So even if it's written content, video, whatever it is, try to infuse storytelling into your content and use an authentic brand voice. Don't try to copy what somebody else is doing if it is not you, right? Your own people will relate with your brand voice and they will come to you. So be authentic and stick to who you are. Okay, so now let's talk about content distribution channels. So we've talked about our goals, our strategy, our audience, creating the content. When you create the content, you need to distribute it so that online, so that people can see the content. So the channels, the most effective channels for distributing content online are social media. We all know about social media. I'm sure we all use social media. Maybe not effectively, but social media helps with building brand awareness. There's so many brands and businesses that you may never have heard of if not for social media. And social media is there for all of us to use. It's a leveling ground for everybody, big business, small business, solo business. So understanding how to use it is very important, because it can boost awareness for your brand. And when the more people know about your brand, the more people will buy from your brand. Okay, and then you also have email marketing. Email marketing is you having the information of leads. So you're generating leads, and you can use social media to drive traffic to your email marketing platform. Again, this is another class entirely, but I'll just quickly say that, for example, you have a freebie, maybe you have something that you have created, an ebook, a webinar, like this now. As you registered for this webinar, you put in your email address. I already have your email address. You are already on Skill Her Up's list, right? So if I need to reach out to you, and what you do with an email list is you nurture. It's not just, like I said, you don't just do promotional content. You nurture the people in your list. You give them information, educate them. If you want to entertain them, go ahead and do that. And then after doing all that, then you now have the right to promote whatever it is that you're selling to them. Now, why this is important is anything can happen on social media at any time. I know someone who had over 50,000 followers on Instagram. And just one day she woke up and her account was hacked and blocked. Till today, I don't even think she has built it back to 8,000. Now imagine that as she had those 50,000 followers, imagine she had, even if it's just 30,000 of them on an email list. It's just as simple as sending them an email and saying, oh, my Instagram was hacked and I have opened another one. Please go follow. But because social media is not yours, you don't have the information of the people. It's only as good as when you are there. So I usually advise people, make sure that you have at least an email list. If you cannot even have a website, but you should have a website. So at least have an email list, because you should lead people from social media to your website to details about your business. They are able to read your blog. They are able to join your list. And then you are also able to link to other relevant websites. If you know what SEO is, that's search engine optimization, it means that you are doing things that will make it easier for you to be found when people are searching on search platforms like Google search, like Bing, like Yahoo, and all of that. So having all of these are linked together. So having one without the others might not give you the full benefits of everything. Okay. I hope we're still together. Why do I have all this green stuff on the screen? Are we still together? Do we understand?
Yeah, we are with you. We are getting to understand.
Okay,
Yes, I'm with
great.
you. Yeah.
Great, thank you. So, I think this is my last slide. I just wanted to quickly share some tools with you that you can use for creating, scheduling, and automating marketing tasks online. So for social media scheduling, you can use Social Sprout. I can share, I will share the slides in the WhatsApp group. So if you join the WhatsApp group, you see it. If you don't, you can just send me, you can send a message, maybe through Instagram or something. I can share the slides with you as well. So for social media scheduling, which means I want to create content, but I don't have time to be posting every day, but I want to post every day. You can take some time out, 2 hours, 3 hours, create all of the content and schedule. You can schedule for as long as 3 months on some of these platforms. But I know for Meta Business Suite, which is free. Once you have Facebook, you can download Meta Business Suite, and it connects your Facebook to your Instagram. So whatever you post on Facebook, you can post to Instagram and vice versa. So this is free. You can schedule for up to a month ahead on this. And I use this a lot. I've also used Social Sprouts, Planoli. These ones are paid, but they have other platforms. So this is just Instagram and Facebook. But Social Sprouts, Planoli, Hootsuite, Buffer, you can also use for LinkedIn. You can use for blog. I know you can use I think Hootsuite or blog or Buffer. I've used one of those to schedule on my blog as well. You can also use for Twitter and for Google Business Profile, which is another class entirely for people who have localized businesses, like you have a storefront. And then also for email marketing, you know, I mentioned email marketing, collecting people's details and giving them something of value, and then nurturing them with educational, informational, and all of that content rather. So you can use MailChimp, you can use eShot, you can use Transpond. So I'm not sure eShot has a free version, but I know MailChimp has a free version and Transpond has a free version. So you can try that out, and then you can, eShot should have a trial. You can try anyone and settle for the one that works for you. Now for blog writing and scheduling, you can write blogs on Medium, on Blogger, on WordPress, and you can schedule inside of those platforms. Well, I'm sure I don't use Medium. I've used Blogger in the past. Now I use WordPress. My website is built on WordPress, and the websites that I design for clients are built on WordPress or Wix, depending on what the client wants, but mostly WordPress because it has more functionalities and you're able to control more. So you can schedule your blog posts on WordPress. You can schedule 4 blog posts, 100 even, and just say, go post it on the day and time that I schedule it. And then for content writing and idea generation, you can use ChatGPT or Microsoft Copilot to have an idea of the kind of content that you can post. Again, this is another class, but just to give you an overview. For graphic design, creating those social media posts, you can use Canva or Designer. For video creation, you can use InVideo or Animoto. And for editing videos, so you're editing Reels, YouTube videos or whatever, you can use CapCut. There's a free version. You can use InShot, you can use KineMaster. And, you know, if you want to really go deep into it, you can get the paid versions of these platforms. So, next steps, like I mentioned earlier, you can join the WhatsApp community. I will share the link in the chat box soon once I stop sharing the slides. And well, the paid membership is not open yet. It will open up in September. I will give more details about that later. And then if you want a service, you want a website for your business, you want someone to manage your social media, you want to run ads, you can request that as well. So thank you very much for listening, and I will open up the floor for questions now. Questions and comments, actually. Let me stop sharing. Hi.
Thank you so much. This is beyond overview.
Oh,
So,
okay.
in
If
fact,
you say so.
yeah, I say so. Very, very insightful. And, I can't wait to join the WhatsApp group,
Mhm.
to get more and acquire the necessary is it skill set now?
Hmm.
I mean, all persons that would want to, work with this aside using it for just their business.
Mhm.
Yeah, so I can't wait to start the journey with you. Thank you so, so much. I've got
You're
quite a lot,
welcome.
like lots of questions, but I believe getting more intimate with skill, help,
Mhm.
that would provide answers to my questions. So I just want to commend that. That was really, really insightful. Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Okay. Any questions? Any other comments? I'm trying to copy the link. Anybody? So usually when I take a class and people are not asking questions, for me it's one of two things. It's either people understood so well that there are no questions, or you don't understand anything at all. So which one is it here? Can you let me know? Can you still hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Let me go first. I think there's a particular question I would love to ask, and that's
Okay.
about the type of the content we can disperse to our target audience. You
Okay.
mentioned educational, informational, um, entertainment,
Entertainment, promotional.
and promotional. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
for someone who is very, very shy,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I know there are faceless is it accounts that you can use in
Mm-hmm.
promoting. Can that be infused into one's business?
Absolutely. Yes.
Okay.
So you can infuse, well, depending on the kind of business you run, but there's really no business that you can't do faceless promotions, but there are some kinds of business that will do better with having a face, but it still doesn't mean that you can't go faceless. Even if it's a fashion business,
Mm,
you don't have to show your face. There are mannequins.
right.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, but it's just that of course, it would look better if somebody is wearing the cloth,
Yeah.
but it doesn't mean that you can't do that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. And another question I would like to ask
Okay.
is it necessary as for a local business to um do all the entire four? Is it four now? Yes. Like the educational, informational, say for instance, fashion business.
Mm-hmm.
If you're educating them, say, oh, this is how I don't know, I don't even know where to place this, maybe informative or educative. This is how you
Okay.
rock your dress, 3 ways you
Mm-hmm.
can rock your dresses and all of that. And maybe another day you are here for the fun, like entertaining them, like you are in a party, rocking the attire.
Mm-hmm.
And then the promotional, then you are selling to them. Is it compulsory that you infuse all of that into your, your social media platforms, or you can just infuse them one at a time, or whenever there is need for it? Yeah.
Okay. If I get you right, is the question, do you have to infuse all four in a single post? Is that the question? Or
No,
do
no,
you
no.
have to use all four to promote your business?
Exactly. Yes.
Hmm. Okay, now again, there are no absolutes, right? There is nothing that you have to do by force, right? But to get the best out of your audience, you need to understand your audience and understand what works for your audience. So once you understand what works for your audience, then you'll be able to know which ones you must do. Let me put it that way. And which
Okay.
ones you can do away with.
Okay. Okay.
Do you get that?
Yes, I do. I do.
Okay.
Yes,
Cool.
thank you.
You're welcome. So I think there's a question in the chat. Can you please throw more light on sponsored posts and ways you think one can reach more clients by targeting the right audience? Okay. Sponsored posts, I assume you're talking about social media. I think I mentioned that the best platform to, well, maybe I didn't mention it here. Sorry, I'm mixing it up. I had another class yesterday. It was probably yesterday's class. The best platform to run ads on is on search engines, really, because search engines like Google, I will just say Google Ads, because people who are going to see the ad are people who are searching for the keywords in your ad. So it means that to an extent, that person is more likely to buy than someone who is just on social media that you have targeted based on some details. Now, that aside, if we talk about social media itself and sponsoring posts on social media, like I said, the first and most important thing is to understand your target audience and their creating a persona, understand your target audience and their characteristics, their demographics, psychographics, the online behaviors. Why? Because when you're now creating your ad on the platform, let's say Facebook, for example, when you're creating your ad, you can then do the detailed targeting suggestion, because it can give you, usually Facebook will say target people like people that follow you. And most times people start their business profile with a personal profile. And most of the people that are following you are just people that know you, they like you, that's all. They're not your target audience, they're not your customers. So if you then choose that, you are not going to get the best. But if you know your audience inside out, you know all their characteristics, you can use that to target your ad audience. I don't know if that answers your question, Temitope.
Yes, thank you very much.
You're
Yes.
welcome. You're welcome. Okay, so any other question? I have dropped the WhatsApp group link in the chat room, so you can go and click on it if you'd like to join the chat. Any other question or comment?
Hiya.
Hi.
I'm just curious to know, do you know what's the best time to post on social media? Does it depend on the particular social media, say, for example, Facebook, Instagram, or LinkedIn? Is there a particular time?
Okay, so some people say that there are general times for posting, but I say look at your analytics for each platform.
All
Right?
right.
Go to your analytics. It shows you the times that your followers are mostly active. It's there.
All right, okay.
So if you look at it, you can then use that to test out the times and the days and look at the engagements based on that. So you do some testing, test out different times, different dates based on what is in your analytics.
Okay, that's great. Thank you.
Yeah. And then also some of the scheduling apps, they have times, they have that the ability to tell you the best times to post based on your profile as well. But even if you go to Instagram, for example, just check your analytics. It will show you the times where your followers are most active.
All right. Okay. Thank you.
You're
Much
welcome. Okay, so any other question? We have just 2 more minutes and then we'll call it a night. But I hope that you have learned something. Let me know, even if you don't have a question, please just let me know, what did you learn today? What are you taking out of today? And yeah, anybody, you can talk, you can type, and then you're welcome. You're welcome. So I hope everybody has seen the link to the WhatsApp group. If there are no questions and no comments, you're welcome, Dolapo. You're welcome, Bumi. Oh, really? Happy to hear that, Debs. Okay, so thank you, everyone, and have a very good night. I hope to see you in the WhatsApp chat room. All right, bye, good night.
Good night. Thank
Good
you.
night, you're welcome.
Good night. Thank you.